Hello, Biblical Classical community. We are doing a new course today, and it's called Elementary Reading 1. And we're going to be talking about phonics, fluency, and comprehension. Everything you need to know in order to teach it or use curriculum appropriately. We're going to start off with the biblical foundations of reading today. And as usual, if you've taken any of my courses, I start off with the Bible because the Bible is the foundation of every subject. So what we want to do with the biblical foundations is research what the word actually means in the 1828 dictionary. And it means pronouncing or perusing written or printed words or characters of a book or writing, discovering by marks, understanding, and as a noun, it means the act of reading, perusal, the study of books. And then the word writing, because we're reading things that have been written. So when I looked up the word writing as one of the other definitions, the act or art of forming letters for the purpose of recording ideas. So I thought this was so fascinating because when you look at the idea of reading, it's not just studying books, but it's actually studying ideas. So then after you finish with your wonderings, you're going to look up some Bible verses about reading. All I did is look up the word read or reading in a Bible dictionary, and you can easily access that online. And then I would read through each of those verses because there's more than just the ones I've listed here. And I would pull out the ones that are relevant to the topic of reading and studying ideas. So you can see obviously that all of these verses highlight the importance of reading God's word. So based on that and my definitions that I came up with, these are my conclusions and biblical ideas about reading. Reading is the study of books. Reading God's word is the best kind of reading because it teaches us about God and his truth. The reading of God's word was very important to God, and I should actually change that to is very important to God. He wanted people of all ages and status to read it, hear it, and understand it. God's word was preserved from the time of Moses to the present. That wasn't necessarily in the scriptures there, but I wanted to put that in there because we have the Bible today. And that's important because we can continue to read it as we know that it's important to God. People from all over the world who read God's word and receive his gift of salvation are transformed. And I know that by experience, but also based on the experience that the eunuch had with Philip. His life was transformed because of what he read. And my last conclusion is that reading transforms our lives. It really does open up the world to us in so many ways. So the more kids can read, obviously, the better. But my biblical principles that I want to articulate or keep in mind throughout this course is that reading is the study of books and ideas. So ideas is really the goal here. We want to learn what ideas there are. Reading is important to God, and his word is the most important book we can read. So if you can use the Bible as your textbook for reading and teaching your children how to read, that's an amazing gift you can give your kids. I have a friend who taught his daughters when they were young, they were a homeschool family, to learn how to read from the King James Bible. And those girls are some of the most articulate girls I know. So I love the idea that learning to read from the Bible first is such a valuable experience for children. So the last principle is reading requires understanding. Okay, we can't just read what we're looking at and not understand it. It takes a lot of practice. Now, that's not something we got from our definition or scriptures, but I do know that if kids don't practice, they're not going to get good at it. And of course, reading can transform us. So that is the biblical foundations of reading. And that's it for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed that and will continue to keep these ideas in mind as you learn about teaching reading and as you help your children learn how to read. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lesson.